Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some club testing. James has finally got hold of the new Cobra Forge Techs. Are they new?
They are new. How good do they look?
They look fantastic. So if you've come over from James's channel, we did prefer the look of these much better to the classics.
Have they ruined them?
Have they ruined them?
Because for the people who like them, they're a bit chunkier, they've got a bit more offset, they're a bit bigger. They're not now. They're slimmed down. They're almost like a P770 to a P790, aren't they?
Yeah, and I've been playing well pretty much most of the season with those irons, not with the rest of the clubs, but with the irons. This one a little bit less offset, certainly looks a little bit sleeker, which it was designed as James told me.
Same loft though, so 7.9 loft, 29.5 across the board for them.
Yeah,
so
same loft,
still
power bats as James likes to call them. But what we're going to do today is test them out. We're not going to compare them. I'm going to do that video in a couple of weeks' time. We're going to see how they compare to tour average. We're at 160 yards out here, a little bit into the wind, and we're going to see tour average from here is looking around about 27 feet. So we're going to see if me or James can get inside of that and get our tour hopes back alive. Don't know what tour
well,
that
after
is.
you fit in yesterday.
Well, after a fitting, you know, open qualifying next year, right?
Trying to draw back.
I don't think it's going to be inside the 27 feet.
See, are you missing, because that missed the green right obviously, are you missing that element of offset maybe you were used to, potentially?
Yeah, certainly. I like the look of them, but down at the ball I don't feel as confident over them as I do with mine. So that's missed the green. It's between the fringe and the semi-rough, to be honest. So that's probably going to be at 40 feet. So for me...
Have I got enough club here?
So you've got enough club. A man of your calibre and strength. He hasn't told anyone he's been on a run this morning. So great flight there, as we'd expect, a little bit lower. Lands on there running out. And we'll get down there and have a look how close that is. So the next shot before James interrupts again, we're going to get down.
Sorry, that's how Chris's clubs look anyway, so I'll give it you back.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I've got my cleaner in my pocket. So we're going to get down now to around about 120 yards.
Down.
We're going to hit the pitching wedge and we're going to see how close we can hit it from there. We're probably looking at around about, again, 20 feet or maybe over 20 feet is your tour average. So it's surprising, but we'll see if we can beat that.
Yeah. Interesting thing for me is I didn't strike that well as well, and I've still beat him. So there we go.
Okay, so 120 yards now. I did just check, but it is 19.2 feet is your tour average from here. The best on tour.
I think it'd be closer than that, wouldn't you?
You would think it is. Again, if you gave somebody this kind of shot, they'd probably say, well, I want it inside 10 feet. Realistically, the best on tour was 15.6 feet, so let's call it 16. So that's the best on tour, but we've got 19 feet to beat. James looks like he might have done it at 160 yards.
Yeah, I think that's probably 20, 25, so just inside probably average.
2 feet to spare. I'm definitely not inside the
no,
average.
You're not.
So, right, James up first.
Right. Big thing with these clubs is, can you still flight them down even though they're jam-packed full of technology?
And I found that with the older irons, so I could certainly flight it as well, however I wanted, or however I didn't want as well. That's a good flight. Launching good, and I'd say it's inside the best.
That's actually spun back as well. I can't wait to see the pitch mark on that and how it's reacted. If you can get a power, it's not a power iron, is it? If you can get an iron like that that responds on a green like that and goes that far and has that much technology and looks that good, what more do you want?
Well, you don't want much more, do you really? Just a golf swing, that's what I need. Right, so let's see what we can do. So again, missed it a little bit out to the right, which is a tendency.
Yeah, flag high again though. I think you're missing the offset, you know.
I think I am. I feel like I'm trying to guide it a little bit more. So guys, if you're thinking about obviously changing the irons, they might be the new ones, but it's not always going to be exactly the same. There might be something that holds you back a little bit. Again, looking down at those, you can see certainly there's a little bit more offset on the original. It also needs a clean. But yeah, you need to think about it. Don't just switch because it is the new version. They look nicer. You have to make sure that all the components and the things that they've done tick the boxes. Don't
Be interested for you to test the Forge Tech X, which we've got as well.
Yes, I'll test those ones out because so far I'm missing these a bit to the right. Well, leaders off, James. You are the closest on both shots so far, so I'm not really doing that well with them. Doesn't look like I'll be taking them from your garage.
No, maybe the X's.
Maybe the X's.
What is it here then, about 15 feet, 12 feet?
From here, I will just double check.
We got it?
So bang on, James, 15 feet.
It's almost like you've told me before.
15 feet is tour average, the best on tour 9.4, so.
Do you think you can land it in and it'll check and stop, or are you playing it short and running up?
No, I think you can land it on there, and again, this is a club where we've got a little bit of green to work with, so it's a shot that you could play, even though some say it's a power bat. So James has played that nice, good flight, gone. Ran out a little bit as you'd expect.
Yeah, run out probably more than I expect. That's
Ooh.
probably the furthest away from me. It's still on the green, but I don't think that's inside that 15 feet. I think that's just outside of it, maybe 20 feet.
The elusive 15 feet. Right, well I need to get one inside the tour average at least, I hope. So a little bit higher.
It's right again. I mean, these lovely, sleek, sexy clubs aren't for everyone, Chris, are they? I think it's safe to say.
Not with that strike, no.
Oh.
So very much off the toe. That's why it didn't probably sound the best, but it ran on as we'd expect. Again, it's a hard shot to play from here, so is it something that you use from 50 yards?
You would, wouldn't you?
I would, but I wouldn't pitch it on the green as we've now found. So, right, we're going to play one more shot. We're going to go with a 4-iron here from around about 200 yards. I'm going to show the versatility here from the longer
I thought we were
distance.
getting closer and getting easier.
No, I've decided that that's not helped me out on this occasion. So we're going to go further away with a 4-iron, but again, show how versatile it is that you can play it high into a green and can still get some stop. See, James's first ball here is inside tour average, so I'm going to say that's probably even closer than the best on tour from here. Rough estimate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say around about 18 feet, so pretty good from...
What was it, 27?
Yeah, so from 160 yards, that's a great shot there. He didn't strike it the best, he said.
No, it's pitched front edge and then run up.
And it's released. And then the other two here, again, the furthest one away for James is the pitching wedge from 50 yards, which is not a shot James plays a lot. And it's probably just outside the tour average, but not much. And it wouldn't be the shot that
the
you would choose.
100-yard one pitched here, so flag high, and finished there, but it's a downslope as well, so it's done well to kind of stop, I think, there.
Yeah, so plenty of spin on there. So again, inside that tour average. So James, 2 out of 3 ain't bad again. Meatloaf's back in the action.
Third one struggled though, didn't it?
For me, we'll brush over that. Not inside tour average, but that comes to show that if you're using irons that I don't feel as comfortable over them as my clubs that I currently use, so the current Cobra Forge Techs, I'm not always going to get the distance control right. I'm not going to feel over it like I want to, so dispersion's not as good as I expect. So we're going to hit that 4-iron in now and see what, well, we're going to see if I can actually get one where I want it. 205 yards to the flag. From this distance we're looking at 33 feet is your tour average. So we've got the 4-iron, and again, without the offset looking down at this, it's not something that fills me with confidence, especially with how I've just hit the shorter irons, but we're going to give it a go.
It's another one to the right. It's trying to come back, but these are not
trying to draw. A great strike, distance-wise good. It might be inside.
Yeah, just off the green, yeah.
Off the green, it might be chipping.
It was centred as well, so I'm going to give him that one. That was out the middle. So 33 feet surprises me from here when you think it's only 27 from 160.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a yardage that most people enjoy. Similar.
Carbon copy, isn't it? I reckon they're right next to each other.
Yeah, I think again, both on the edge of the green, we're going to be looking at probably inside it, but off the green. So again,
Didn't strike that well, you know. It's done well.
yeah, I flushed mine. So you'll see, we'll get down there and see where they've ended up, because if James is close to me, it shows the forgiveness there that it will still run out and still get a reasonable. It will be a whitewash, yeah. Hopefully not though. So we can see there down here, James has misstruck one. It's only finished probably 2 or 3 yards short of mine, so it has run a little bit. It's still got the distance.
Eagle.
And being able to get up and down. So both inside the tour average there. So you can see, even with a forgiving 4-iron, James is still be able to get in that. So if a finer struck one would have been potentially even closer. So a good iron, but for me, not as good as my irons. I'm going to compare them. We'll get out here with TrackMan and see what the proximity is. Do I miss them all right again? Because I've been consistent. 4 out of 4 to the right. Is the offset helping me? And then we'll also get the Forge Tech X.
Yeah, why not?
On the video. So guys, thank you very much for watching. washing. I don't know what they're washing for, but thank you very
Wash
much.
your clubs.
Well, that's very true. Guys, thank you very much for watching. So keep an eye out for those reviews coming up, and I'll see you again later in the week.